In this video, we will add a web responsive menu and a footer. In our menu, we will have a link to the home page, one link to the About page, and another one to the Contact page. Aligned to the right, we will have a link to the admin page, which is our books form, and another to the shopping cart, which also contains a badge. The badge is an icon that we will use to display how many items have been added to the cart. Our menu component will render differently depending the user device resolution width. In this video, we will also build the footer. It will contain a basic paragraph and it will be styled using CSS. Okay, now we go to React Bootstrap website. Under navigation, we look for responsive navbar and we copy the code. Back to our code, we create a new file called menu.js. In menu.js, we import React from React, and then we import a nav item, navbar, and a badge from React Router. We create a menu class and we export default. Inside render, we paste the navbar component we just copied. We set our navbar to be inversed fixed top. Inverse is the style, which is fine for our purpose. Fixed top instead tells the navbar to be stuck on top of the web page. We then set the navbar brand URL to /, so when user clicks on the brand in our menu, they will return to the home page. We then set the nav items. The first two will send users to the About and Contact pages, which we didn't create yet. The event key is just an identifier in case you want to add children's link to the nav item. Okay, we then set the other two nav items inside the nav pull right tag. Pull right set all children nav item to be aligned to the right. I'm putting our nav items within a navbar collapse tag. This means that in a smaller device, this item will be collapsed and visible only in the drop-down menu. One last thing I want to add in this navbar is a badge inside the cart nav item. A badge is a sort of icon that will display the number of items users add to the cart. For now, we just set it to display a static 1, but later we will set to take the number from the state. To the badge, we add a style equal to badge. We don't have any CSS for now, but we will add it in a minute. Now we can go to app.js and import our menu component. Inside the render method, we add a div tag that will host our components. And above the books list, we add the menu component. Now save and refresh, and the responsive menu should be in place. As you can see, the menu changes look based on the user device width. And all nav items we set to collapse are displayed inside a drop-down. Now we will add a footer. It will give me the chance to show you how to integrate CSS in a React application. So inside public folder, create a style CSS file. In style CSS, we set 50 pixel margin top and bottom, so our app doesn't get hidden below the menu. We then create a container with a width of auto and a max width of 900 pixel and 50 pixel right padding. Finally, we append a footer text style with a top margin of 20 pixels. And we also add a better color for our badge. In order to get our CSS in the code, we need to add a link to style.css in our index.html. Now we save and refresh to check our CSS is visible in the UI. And yes, you can see that the badge changed color and the app body is not hidden under the menu anymore. Okay, now inside component folder, we add a footer.js file. We import React. We create a footer class and we export default. In render, we add a footer tag with footer text center bootstrap class. In here, we are referencing to Bootstrap CSS directly in the linked CDN and not using React Bootstrap component. Another thing in case you are a beginner in React. In React, you reference CSS by using the camel case keyword class name and not just class, as in a usual HTML file. This because the keyword class is used already by React. It will conflict with the framework. Now we add a div tag with a container class and finally a paragraph with a footer text class and a written. I'm writing a copyright sentence, but up to you what you want to write in here. Now save this file and import footer in app.js. Save and refresh and check the footer is in place.